Alright, the next step we're going to do here is to create the axle and then assemble the wheels and the axles together. So to do this, we're going to go File and New, and this is going to be a pretty simple part here. We'll call this axle, and let me turn my datum planes back on. And we're going to create a sketch. We're going to go with the front sketch plane here, and we'll hit sketch. And this is basically just a circle, very small circle, and the axle diameter is 1/8 of an inch, or 0.125, and press enter. And again, that's very small in diameter, but that's how big the axles are. We'll click the check mark for done, and now we'll extrude this, and this axle is 2 5/8, or 2.625, and then we want this to be on both sides of the sketch plane, and I'll hit the refit button, and there's that. We'll hit the green check mark, and so that's all there is for the axle. So I'm going to go File, I'm going to save this guy. Let me find my files here, and now we're going to create a new assembly file. So go File and New, and this is the first time we're going to use the assembly file, but click on Assembly, and we'll call this wheels underscore. You got to use underscore, it doesn't like spaces. Wheels axle. So you can't use a space in here, you have to use that underscore. And we'll hit OK. And now we're going to use this button over here. It's the assemble button. And we're going to find the bring in the axle first. And so you can see it kind of follows my mouse around. We're just going to left click once to set it down. And we're going to change right up here where it says automatic to default. That snaps it into place there, and it turns gold. And then we're going to hit the green check mark. Now I'm actually going to turn my datum planes off and turn off this coordinate system there. And next thing we're going to do is we're going to bring in the wheel. So I'm going to hit the assemble button again. I'm going to bring in my wheel, and I'm going to hit open. And again, it's kind of hooked to my mouse. I'm going to just click once to set it down. And now we need to do a couple things. First thing we need to do is to align it to the axle. So we're going to click on the axle, the side of the axle. Rotate around just a little bit here. I'm going to click on the inside of the hole here for the wheel. Okay, and that actually does a pretty good job there. Let me refit that. It's actually inside the wheel a little bit, but I want to show you another step here. I'm going to hit the Control button and the Alt button. Hold those two buttons down, Control and Alt, and then when you hold down the right mouse button, I'm going to drag this out away here. So that was the Control button, the Alt button, and right mouse button. Hold all three of those down and drag away. You can do that at any time. You don't have to, you know, if your axle wasn't inside of the wheel here, no big deal. You can do that at any time. But anyway, now to get these, they're aligned. They're, you know, if we look at it here, it's in line with the wheel, which is what we wanted. We saw that before. But now to get these two to mate up, we could use the Control, Alt, and right mouse button to do that. Or we could do something that's a little quicker, is click on the very end right here of the axle, and then I'm going to rotate around and find the inside of the of this wheel here. Let me rotate this a little bit more. So if you look at the very bottom of this hole for the wheel or the axle, we'll click on that, and now I have a situation here where they're together, but there's a little bit of what we call an offset. And so I'm going to change this by clicking on this pull down menu and click on this first button here. Now watch what happens with the axle and the wheel. They made up, and they're now together. So we're going to hit the green check mark. If you need any help with that, yours might go together automatically. It might do what mine did and have a little bit of an offset, but either way, just let me know. I can help you with that. It's no big deal. So again, we're going to bring in the other wheel. So I'm going to click on the assemble button, and we'll click on the wheel. We'll set it down. Now the wheel's facing the wrong way. We can align this, but it's going to be backwards of what we want. So we're going to use that Control Alt, and this time we're going to use the middle mouse wheel to hold down and rotate this around. There it goes. We're going to flip that, basically Control Alt middle mouse wheel, flip the wheel around. Now we're ready to align this, which we're going to click on the outside of the axle, and there it's aligned. Now last thing, it's kind of helping me out here. It knows I want to go to the bottom of this hole for the wheel, so we just need to click on the end of the axle. We'll click right there, and this one made it up just fine for me. And so that's all there is. We'll hit the green check mark. And if you have questions on that or need help, that's not a big deal. I can help you with that. Make sure you save this, and we'll be using this several times because there's 2 sets of wheels and axles that we'll have to use for the catapult. But other than that, we should be good to go on this one.